same step height that you just came down from the stairs. So that's where you get into making sure that it's a safe surface. So.
And I'm sorry, the interior walls are all concrete?
Yeah, so to answer the earlier question, yours and another person, so that is also Ramon gray limestone. It's the same stone as on the outside, except it's been linear chiseled by hand to create what we've also nicknamed a sort of cuneiform finish. It almost feels like text. So that was all hand chiseled. And then when you were up in the light court, the stone that you saw there, which was the Roman gold, was a more random chisel. So to talk a little bit about this space, this is our education lobby. We imagine that people can come down here and beyond waiting for your spouse to get done in the bathroom, you can be sitting on one of the couches or the chairs, enjoying one of the books that the Barnes may have on this shelf here to the left. We have a small coffee bar back in the left corner. So while the garden restaurant will be podium, table service, sitting at a table, this will be the kind of place where you can come grab a sandwich, grab a salad, grab a cup of coffee. We have a library on the back edge, which wraps around the garden. And so a little word about the garden. As I was talking about upstairs, we had this notion of the gallery and the garden and the gallery. So while that was extended not only to the site landscape concepts, we also worked with L'Oreal to develop an idea about bringing landscape literally within the gallery. So the buildings, as you've seen upstairs, we talk about this as almost like a campus or it's a collection of buildings. The pavilion, the L-shaped building, and the collections gallery, the bar-shaped building. We, in studying the plans early on, and this was really the idea, I think, that got Tod and Billie the commission, we recognized that there were these fault lines within the galleries, because the mandate from the Barnes Foundation was that the ensembles would be hung in exactly the same way that they're hung in Marion, and that the arrangement of the rooms would be maintained. What we found with this fault line is we could take a wall that was 12 inches thick, and we could make it 24 feet thick. We could insert a garden, and we could insert in classrooms, and still maintain both of those mandates. So this is the garden insertion, and then on the other side of the building, on the west side, there's a classroom. It's actually open, we can go out there. So this garden comes all the way down, it's open to the sky. We have 4 sweet gums, and I'm getting that wrong. We have 4 ginkgos, male, got that right, and 2 sweet gums, and then we'll have this beautiful sort of forest grove of ferns on the lower level. We have a small patio out there, and then the fans just to keep the air moving. They keep going up, they're columnar in shape, and so we've selected them, and of course working with the Arboretum director, we'll make sure that we're pruning them, taking care of them, and they've been in there now for 15 months almost. So the health of the trees is actually not in any question at this point. They're wonderful, aren't they? Yeah, they're terrific. Yes, ma'am.
Is the library open to the public at any time?
So the library is primarily for docents and students. I think the Barnes will be working through with...
It'll have public access. It'll be... The hours are not quite known yet, but it will be publicly accessible, and that's actually a benefit as to why it is here amongst all of the other functions that really are for the public. An auditorium that can be multi-purpose, seminar rooms for the education classes, and then of course down here with the store that's inviting the guests from the galleries down.
Can you just clarify how the arrangements of the rooms were maintained?
When we go into the galleries, that might be the best way to do that. That's okay? We designed the furniture. So, well, sorry, these pieces here are by Hans Wegener. These couches, however, Knoll International, tiny company, they are actually from East Greenville, Pennsylvania. And so working with the President Benjamin Pardo, he worked with us to actually fabricate these custom couches, which are loosely based on the Florence Knoll couch. And so what you see here is leather. The bolsters are actually an African fabric that's been woven by a Senegalese weaver named Aïssa. And so all of the couches in the light court down here have been fabricated by Knoll, but designed in a collaboration between Tod Williams Billie Tsien and Knoll. There should be a description in there. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Can you come in from this seating?
Yeah. So this is the structure. Our firm is really known for using cast-in-place concrete and actually working to get some mileage out of that structure, expose it as a finish. So on the walls, what you see is cast-in-place concrete that's been heavily sandblasted. We take a lot of time to select the aggregate, which are the stones within the concrete, which is an angular blue rock. And we sandblast it enough so that you get that texture coming out. It gives the concrete a more monolithic quality. The ceiling here has been very lightly sandblasted, and that's the structure that's actually supporting the light court above, and we uplight that surface. So we find it gives the building an integrity and a weight, and that's why we do it. So So what I'd like to do